ahead, Johnny.
Of course, that one was a bit of a grind to get through, but just to get the contributions up and down the roster like you got tonight, really, is that kind of what you need on a night when you're just kind of trying to get going there?
Yeah, actually, absolutely. I mean, our bench was really big tonight for us. Between Jaden and Jalen, gave us 28, and it's been, it's one of the things we've been looking to try to do is get more bench production. But I thought, we had to grind it out, like you said, but it was a good game, well-played game. They made a lot of shots, and every time we got up on them, they came right back, and but it's good for us to win a game like this because usually we've been winning, by a large margin. So it's good for us to have to guard and execute down the stretch.
What have you seen from Jalen, and just in terms of trying to stay ready and then really trying to take advantage of the opportunity when it's presented here?
Yeah, I mean it's never been about his offense, John. Like, it's only ever been about his defense. I mean, we know who he is as a player. We're not trying to make him into a stopper for sure, but his defense has been really good, reliable, solid, the things we need him to do. You see what he can do offensively for us. And that second unit desperately needs guys who can, create something for themselves and for their teammates.
Cat had the power forward back on him tonight. Did you I guess, how he turned into a passer even more and just facilitated and kept it going, stayed under control? Yeah, like the simple passes he made when they started to come double, and I thought that was a couple easy buckets when we needed it the most.
We always break down Mando's game to the unbelievable motor and effort. But if it's that simple, it seems like more people would do it. So why are there so few people like Jared Vanderbilt?
Well, I mean, it's a good question. I mean, everybody's wired a little differently. Everybody has a little bit different kind of physical tools, his motor and his physical tools. He's got really good instincts. He's long. He's wiry. He never gives up on a play. His usage is high on defense, he's all over the place. But yeah, I mean, you want everybody to play with that type of effort, but, everybody looks different when they go out and play hard. I don't think just because he's playing with that type of motor, it's kind of an indication that other guys aren't matching it. But what we ask other guys to do, it's hard sometimes for them to be able to consistently play like that.
It just seems like every team should have a guy like that. They don't.
Yeah, everyone should have about 10 guys like that. Really. So.
Karl hitting that 3 over the zone late.
Yeah.
Are those the types of shots where it's yes, you have that look, you've got to take it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think Brunson might have been matched on him, and it was just too much size particularly for a great shooter like that. I thought, he had passed up a couple threes too out there. With the pump fakes and the drives, I thought the 3 was there pretty much, all game on the quick pop. So.
Chris, defensively tonight, what was your challenge, and how do you think you handled this game from a defensive standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, the challenge, whenever they were able to turn the corner and get downhill, it was corner kick out, swing, and I thought, when we were able to keep them from doing that, and we're reading the drives and trying to kind of stay home a little more at times, but the switching thought was a good thing for us, but they got us a few times too, over helping on some of the switches. But yeah, I mean, they shoot the ball well. They spread us out, and thought our rotations were good. They made a lot of shots at the end of the shot clock, it seemed like, and then fouling, he fouled a bit too much.
Chris, Vando does take an enormous amount of punishment to do what he does. How do you see him kind of just keep on playing through that? And what do you think about just the overall way that defenses are clearly marking him now and going after him?
Yeah. He's tough. He's legit tough. He's a legitimately tough kid. Just keeps coming at you. I mean, I saw that escalation coming. I mean, you could see it. I mean, the first few times he went to the hoop, he got hit in the throat. He, didn't get the foul. He got knocked to the ground. He didn't get the foul. And then, I just told the officials, this is escalating. And I mean, all credit to him. He just keeps coming. That's, I think that's not just the physical toughness, the mental toughness to do that.
It did seem like they worked hard to turn it grimy and make it much more of a physical game, especially like in that third quarter where things began to get back and forth. And I'm wondering, are you kind of surprised that more teams don't really try to muck it up against you guys, since you have Cad, who's such a finesse guy, and Vando, who's, got such a high motor?
Yeah. Yeah, I think, everybody should be physical, Britt, but, I've had teams where you can ask them to be physical and they just can't answer the bell. So, some teams might just not have that in them, that type of physicality in them.
And then Pat Bevick has 6 defensive rebounds tonight. It just seems like you can rely on him for a lot of boards, and yet you don't see him like going up contesting things.
Yeah.
Why is he such a good defensive rebounder?
Well, he's always in the right position, as a help defender. When he's off the ball and the shot's taken, he knows where to go. He's actually an extremely good offensive rebounder. Always has been. This year, he doesn't go quite as much. I think again, it's a energy and effort, probably a little bit of an age thing. But so he has a good knack for reading the flight of the ball and getting to it, and his competitive juices are very, very high. So when it becomes a 50-50 ball, he's coming up with it.
Chris, how would you compare the accountability from teammate to teammate this year as opposed to last year, and how much of your team's record right now would you attribute to that?
I think this team does a really good job of holding themselves accountable. I think it starts with each other. Like if you call them out in a film session or you call them out at halftime, they take ownership. They're not overly sensitive. They're not upset about it. I think it starts right there, and that then allows them to handle each other's criticism. I think people they're out there trying to solve problems. Last year's team was a totally different animal for a lot of reasons. It's hard to really compare the personalities of the two. Obviously, we have different players now, but no, not a comment on anybody that was here or not here. It's just like that team when I arrived had a lot of confidence issues, had a lot of, was very young. Like even though we have a lot of players that are still young, like they've gone through an NBA season and they're learning fast. Young players, they're not going to hold anyone else accountable out there. But now we have those guys now, speaking up and knowing and what should and shouldn't be done. So.
We'll go last question on the Zoom. Jim, go ahead.
Hi, Chris. Malik's contribution there to tonight's victory, 13 points, 5 assists, 1 rebound. When you look at the contributions of other players, D'Angelo and Cash, Malik's really give you that third person shooter points total with Anthony obviously out.
Yeah, I mean, Malik his defense I thought was really, really good tonight. And again, that was important for us, especially with the way that we needed to guard them. Made some timely threes. He got a bunch of great looks. Thought he played with a lot of energy. D'Lo had a rough start, but he then figured it out. He got into a little bit of a rhythm. Did a really good job there. I thought again, I thought everyone played well. I don't think there was anyone that didn't come in and help us in some fashion today.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thank you.